My name is VTR and I'm bringing you the news. And the first topic we have to cover for our very first show involves coronavirus. Yes, I know everyone's freaking out about coronavirus, but we're going to talk about what GameStop is doing in this crisis. They are refusing to close their doors. GameStop said that they are considered an essential force of retail, or whatever it was. Are you serious, GameStop? Food is essential. Water is essential. Medicine is essential. That is why places like Walmart and Dollar Generals and places like that are not closing. GameStop, you sell video games. And this is also causing concern amongst workers. Now, GameStop has took a precaution. The demo stands that stand out in GameStop where you could test play consoles. Yeah, they took those out. And they were told if police or authorities come to tell them they need to close their doors, was to refer them to the article, which I'll put a link in the description. GameStop is not even putting any measures in line to keep their employees safe during this time. Are people seriously still going into GameStop during this time? And even if video games were essential items, which they are not, sure, people need a way to entertain themselves during why they are stuck at home and things to do. But trust me, if you're going into GameStop to get games, you probably already have plenty of games. I have a whole shelf over there of games and so many digital ones on my console. And not to mention, you can buy games via the internet. You can buy them online. You can buy them digitally. So if video games were essential, we have other ways of getting them. We do not have to come to your stores. GameStop is putting their employees at risk, not even putting measures to keep them safe. One employee who wished to remain anonymous brought up the fact that he had to go out and they've been sharing one singular bottle at their location and of Germex or hand sanitizer or whatever you want to call it, and just sharing it, and that was out of their own pocket. Not GameStop didn't provide it. These people had to go and buy it themselves. Really? GameStop, this is not a good call on your part. Especially the way you're doing this. Keep your online stores open. There you go. You have an online store. People can buy your stuff online. But the main thing that is making people angry about this and people are yelling and causing commotion with GameStop is the fact they're saying they are essentials. They are important to the consumer. Having a store that sells video games and video game merchandise is not something that is going to really help during this pandemic. Why in the world would you think that? That this would be a good thing to do, GameStop? So, My word to GameStop, which I doubt anyone from GameStop will see this video. You need to close your doors. Every other companies out there and every other type of non-essential business has closed their doors and is having their employees work from home. Now, obviously, with GameStop, you can't have your employees work from home, obviously. But you can secure their safety by not making them come into work, because that's just putting your employees more at risk of getting this virus. And it's completely ridiculous how GameStop is not taking the precautions necessary, even with them keeping places open. Local movie theaters have closed their doors and things of that nature to make sure that to keep slow the spread. People are not going to be coming out of their way to come to GameStop during a freaking pandemic, when health officials have been telling us to stay home. The news of GameStop doing this is just overwhelming. GameStop has been in a battle with keeping themselves in business for some time and been at the root of some controversies multiple times. But this might just take the cake for some dumb things that GameStop has done. The fact is, GameStop is just going way overboard with trying to keep their business open, especially with claiming they're essentials. People saying it. Video games are not essential. We are being informed to only leave our houses if you are 100%, if it's 100% necessary, which to get video games is not a necessity. Obviously, when you're sitting at home and in self-isolation, you need ways to entertain yourself. But I guarantee people who would be going to GameStop probably have plenty of video games they probably haven't even finished, and plenty of other things to occupy their time. There are plenty of things to do on your phone. There are so many free games on the phone, and GameStop is just not taking into mind that the risk they're putting their employees at with keeping them at work. And the fact is, it's just not a good business call. Do you really think leaving your doors open during a pandemic is a good idea? And how many people do you actually expect are still going to come into your store every day with a pandemic? Sure, you'll probably have the people out there who are like, oh, this ain't a big deal, and blah, blah, blah. But that's besides the point, because more people are being smarter, and the fact that I guarantee you some other game stores in my area have closed their doors and being smarter about this. When you see other places like an entire mall shut down, which my local mall has a GameStop in it, the fact is that when you're dealing with something like this in the world and if your business is not essential, you need to close your doors. I get your employees, you still need to pay your employees, you still need to make money. I get that. But you guys' reasoning for staying open is an invalid reason. And that just is that's not a good thing to be doing right now with how many people could get sick because of you leaving your doors open. But I digress. That was our first news story on VTR Brings the News. The reason why I decided to cover this topic was because it related to GameStop, not because of it fully relating to the coronavirus. I will not be covering serious news on this that much. I may have one more news report to do about that involves the coronavirus, but that should be it unless more news that relates to something that I would want to talk about happens. This is but a place for entertainment news, and I hope you guys are looking forward to more news that I can bring you on this channel. And I will see you next time on the news. And I'll see you next time with the news.